Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful session of virtual visit of Eco Home. एक हमेशा एक काफी लास्ट 2 साल से ऑलमोस्ट मैं स्नेहल भाई को यूट्यूब पे और ऐसे हमारे फ्रेंड्स के डिस्कशन में फॉलो करती आ रही हूँ and I always get amused by the kind of things this person actually lives, the kind of life he lives, and I always I can call as एक हमेशा वो रहता है कि ऐसी जिंदगी ऐसे घर में तो मुझे भी रहना है, मेरा भी दिल करता है कि ऐसा घर बने, ऐसी जिंदगी जिए, you know, it's such a simple lifestyle and but it's not that simple. मतलब एक आज एक that is what is decoding, you know, लाइफ कैसे सिंपल तरीके से जी सकते हैं बट एक डिजाइन करना पड़ेगा इन सच ए वे दैट वी आर एबल टू लिव सो दैट आजकल जो क्लाइमेट चेंज की जो हम बातें कर रहे हैं, जी हाँ, जब हम एक्चुअली क्लाइमेट चेंज की इसलिए बातें कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमारी जो लाइफस्टाइल है ना उसमें हमने बहुत सारे चेंजेस कर दिए. वी हैव टू गो बैक टू व्हाट आवर एंसेस्टर्स यूज्ड टू लिव, उस तरीके से हमें जीना पड़ेगा. पर आज का जो सेशन है वो स्पेशली घर को लेके है. इको होम कहते हैं उसे, एक माइक्रो इकोसिस्टम है जो स्नेहल पटेल जी ने डिजाइन किया है. आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं आनंद निकेतन स्कूल के स्टूडेंट्स, देयर पेरेंट्स, and Anand Niketan is a school in Ahmedabad, which is a well-known school when it comes to CBSE education. And what I love about them is their principal, their teachers are so open to very prompt actions. And today we'll have two students from Anand Niketan who would be interacting with Snehal Bhai, the Priya Patel and Jinal Pancholi. So the most questions will come from teenagers' mindset. I thank Rotary Club District 3054 because I am a charter president of Rotary Club of Sarvam, which is in the RID 3054. I welcome on behalf of Rotary Club Sarvam, and I also welcome Rotary Club Aadarsh, President Sonia Vinod, who said, Gitika, this is such a wonderful topic. Our members are interested and would like to co-host this topic. तो क्या ना कई बार चीजें इतनी सुंदर होती है कि अपने आप लोगों का इंटरेस्ट बढ़ता मिलता जाता है. एंड द मेन थिंग इज दैट पीपल शुड नो अबाउट इट. व्हेन वी वर डिस्कसिंग ऑल the Anand Niketan Bhadaj branch students and I were discussing about how we will take this forward, our main understanding came is that the more people will know about it, more people will feel inspired to live such kind of house, such kind of life. And in that case एक चीज बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी कि if the demand is more, the builders automatically will start constructing such kind of houses. Individuals को इतनी मेहनत कम करनी पड़ेगी. But yes, looking at such a Lasi talk now. This is episode 61 of Lasi talk, and Lasi stands for L stands for learn, A stands for act, S stands for share, and I stands for inspire. So learn new things. Today we're going to learn about how to design an eco home. We'll try to incorporate in totality or in percentage, that is acting. And then what we do, we share with everyone the way Snehal Bhai is today going to share with all of us and inspire people around us the way he's going to inspire us today. That's the main agenda of Lasi Talk episode 61. We had various speakers talking about different domains when it came to living sustainability. So today in Lasi Talk, there are mindful eco warriors who have joined today, whether they are Rotarians or non-Rotarians. But I welcome each and every one of you, including the students, the teachers, and the parents of Anand Niketan Bhadaj branch and all Rotarians around the world and all eco warriors. We are all mindful eco warriors today. Over to you, Jinal and Priya. I will just locate you, and in that case, I will add pin to you. So over to you. You will start with the introduction of Snehal sir, and then the way you have planned, we are ready to follow that plan. I've added pin to you. So you all four of us can be seen now on the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Nature is not a place to visit. It is a home in itself. Good evening to one and all present here. A very happy Republic Day to all. Myself, Jia Pancholi from 10th grade. Co-host Priya Patel from 9th grade. We would first like to... Sorry?
No worries. You can continue, Jia.
We would first like to thank our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Geetika Ma'am, Shruti Ma'am, and Umesh Sir for giving us this golden opportunity
Don't worry, I'll
to
manage the
discuss
mute and
on a very
unmute.
interesting for giving us this golden opportunity. Is very unique topic. Now, if I tell you that one man has lived for 8 years in a home which is so close to nature that there is no power connection, no water connection, and no sewer connection in that house, you would definitely say that that cannot happen. But let me tell you that this is a true fact. The man is none other than Mr. Snehal Patel. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Snehal sir, and he runs a family business of foundry machinery manufacturing since 1982. Not only this, he is the founder member of Nature Club of Surat. He is also honorary wildlife warden of Surat district. Apart from this, he provides guidance for making eco-friendly houses. Isn't it interesting? Now, I would like to call Ms. Gitika ma'am to share a small PPT with us, which managed to live with no supplies, and what were the things he kept in mind before he started to build his own eco-friendly home.
Thank you, Jia.
Ma'am, you may share the PPT
Thank you, Jia.
now.
I'll be sharing the PPT when Snehal sir will ask me as a part of his presentation. All right. So the PPT is with me whenever Snehal sir. So if you have some questions in mind, you can start asking questions to him. All right. And then Snehal bhai, because these kids have some questions in mind. So accordingly, you let me know when I start sharing the PPT, which answers the question in what they are asking about. Yes, Priya, do you have some questions? Should I ask you to unmute? Priya? I'm asking you to unmute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, but there would be some background noises as construction work is going on, but I would try my best to keep it silent. The first question for you is starting with this, at what age you have get this strong inclination, and how long it took to execute your plan? Like, how did you started your initiative?
Actually, I am connected with nature since I was around 12 years old. My parents used to take us all into the forest area during our holidays. We have spent all our holidays in the nearby Dang forest, camping on the riverside, collecting wood and lighting our fire, cooking our food, sleeping under the sky, animals in the nearby forest. And that is how I got hooked to nature. And even our family background is such that my grandfather was with Gandhiji. He was one of the Dandi march participant. And that is how my father also got into all this. And I have also got into all this kind of nature and conservation related activities. And since last 35 years, after I finished my came back to Surat city, I found this city very dull. So with the help of three friends, we started a club that was called it was a small organization, Nature Club Surat. And we have been doing various activities like planting trees, taking care of them, uh, planting trees in on the surrounding of lakes, protecting the lakes. Then we have other breeding of deers and releasing them back into the wild. And one of our main activities, nature education for school children. We take school children out into nature and teach them everything about biodiversity. And that is how I got interest of making a model house which would be a demo for everyone. like it is a sustainable house with minimum carbon footprint, and this is what you are going to see today in the PPT.
I will just start the PPT, Snehal bhai, so you can start talking about it.
Yes, sure.
So I'm just I've started the PPT and you can let me know. Yes, I think.
Yeah, next. This is my family, and we have been trekking all around India and abroad. Now, this is one of our project called the Gavier Wetland Conservation Project, where we have protected a lake, and on the surrounding of variety of native trees, and these are attracting a lot of birds, butterflies, and it has become a small biodiversity hotspot in Surat city. This is one of our other project, deer breeding project in the Vasta National Park. Next. Next. This is the eco home, what we are going to talk today about. This house was built 10 years ago, and I have been staying in this house since then. And as you can see, in this house is having solar panels and a small windmill. This is producing enough power for my house as well as my electric car. So I don't need power from outside. I am just using sunlight and wind for producing power. As people know that this house does not have power connection, but I have all the modern electrical facilities in the house. I don't need gadgets are present in this house. Next. Next.
This is a small windmill
even
you
for
have.
pumping. Yeah, this is a windmill for pumping out water. While in the previous picture, along with the solar panel, one windmill was there on top of my house that is producing electricity. You can see in this picture a small wind turbine on the house, on a pole, on top of the pole. That is for producing power. And on the left side of the roof,
Snehal bhai, I read somewhere that this specially you have used because in the case of monsoon, when it's cloudy, the sky is cloudy, this windmill helps when solar system doesn't work.
correct. Wind is available throughout the day, like 24 hours. Even at night, it is very windy during monsoon. So this small turbine produces power enough for. On the left side of the roof, you can see water heater. On the left roof, we are still on the left. There are, yes, that is solar water heaters. So I am also producing hot water by using solar energy. Next. Next. Yeah, this is a windmill for pumping out water for use in my house. Next. This is the close-up view of the solar panel. And as we know that the solar panel needs to be cleaned. Otherwise, the power efficiency will reduce. So I have installed water sprinklers on the top of the roof. So every week I will start the sprinkler and the solar panels will get cleaned. Next.
What I also see one more in the design aspect is it you have kept on the slanting roof. Generally, we have erect this kind of structure and then put solar panel. That is what I have on my terrace. So this slanting is also allowing the water to fall down automatically. Yeah. Yes, Snehal, by something about the slope. Why on the slope?
Yeah, actually the slope of the roof is 22 degree facing south. And
Okay.
this was intentionally made so that directly solar panels can be fitted over it. And I don't need the ugly looking stand for fitting the solar panels. Also, you said correctly, the slope of the roof is also collected for using throughout the year. Next. This is my living room. You can see there are large windows. Due to this, I am having a lot of natural light in my house, and I don't have to use lights during daytime at all. And this large window also gives me, it keeps me connected with the green surrounding what I have produced. We surrounding, and all the birds and butterflies come near our windows. Next. The construction of the house is with hollow bricks, a cavity wall. These are cavity wall. There is an air trap inside the wall. So whatever amount of sunlight falls on the wall, it doesn't come inside the house. The house remains cool, although sunlight is falling outside. Next.
I think this could be one of the reason of having, using less air condition.
Yes, due to this, the temperature of the house remains almost 3 to 4 degrees lower than the outside temperature.
Okay.
Also, we have used trees which are strategically planted on the east and west side so that direct sunlight will not fall on the wall of the house. Also, we can see flowers from our windows, and these trees are such that they will attract birds. A lot of sunbirds comes on this Kashnar plant.
I see one thing, Snehal bhai, that you have precisely mentioned the direction in which you have planted the local variety of trees, east and west. So it's like sunrise and sunset.
Yes.
What is sunlight is being heat is being taken care of.
Correct. So that harsh sunlight will not fall on the wall of the building. Also, the plants selected are such that in winter, the leaf will fall down and allow the sunlight to fall on our house, as well as sunlight will enter into our house. And during summer, these trees will have a green leaf, which will prevent sunlight to enter into the house.
So what kind of trees can you select? Apart from Kachnar that I see, and I see Ticoma also, and Parda Bale in this picture, what else could you suggest to us? What kind of trees can be planted?
Indian coral tree, Pangaro, which will also not have any full of flowers. And at some area we have planted bakul, which is borsali, which is an evergreen tree. Where very harsh sunlight is coming, we have bakul, borsali. Next. And inside our house, between the living area and sleeping area, that is between living room and the bedroom, we have a water body. And this water body is also having a different variety of plants and fish. The fish will not allow mosquitoes to breed, and the plants are adding oxygen into the water. And this water does not need any chemicals for keeping it clean. And in summer, when the water evaporates, it will suck the cold air into the house, and the roof of the house are all sloping. So the hot air rises up and it is pushed out through the top where we have exhaust fan. Next. Here you can see roof of the house is covered with creepers. These creepers are almost 2 feet in thickness, and they are grown from the ground. And this is a very good insulation. Our roof is not getting hot, and we get temperature almost 5 degrees less than the area where there is no green these creepers. Thus, during summer also, our temperature inside the room is almost 5 degrees less than the surrounding the house.
What I see here is that आपने जो कंक्रीट का स्लैब डाला है ना, तो कई बार क्या होता है कि ऐसी मिट्टी मतलब ब्रिक के ऊपर भी अगर हम लोग ऐसा क्रीपर चढ़ा देते हैं तो उस वजह से भी कई बार सीपेज हो जाता है पानी का, ऐसा कुछ। तो बिकॉज डज दैट मेक अ डिफरेंस? हमने जो कंक्रीट के स्लैब के ऊपर क्रीपर चढ़ाए हैं, सो इन कंपैरिजन टू नॉर्मल ब्रिक लेयरिंग?
Here on the concrete, there are two things I have done. One, I have done waterproofing over it. Plus, the roof is a sloping roof. So, all the water falling down goes down fast and does not remain stagnant only when there is stagnant water. So, the sloping roof is very much advantageous in this kind of design. Water will very fast slide down from the sloping roof. Next. Now on the first floor, we have this kind of loft water tanks. So the rainwater is first collected into this water tanks. The red box you can see is a small filter. So dust particles are collected in this filter. It is a very simple cloth filter. Dust will get trapped into it. Yes, inside that box. And during monsoon, 4 months of the monsoon, I am directly using water from these tanks which are on the first floor. So I don't need to pump the water. It is just by gravity that I am getting water for my house use. Same water is used in all our household activity, cooking, bathing, drinking, for all purpose.
तो व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड इज स्नेहल भाई यहाँ पे कि पहले तो हम नीचे की वाटर टैंक में पानी स्टोर करते हैं, वहां से वाटर पंप से ऊपर ले जाते हैं टैंक में, फिर ऊपर की टैंक से प्रेशर पंप के साथ नीचे डालते हैं.
Yes.
So all that
is eliminated.
Process is eliminated here.
Correct. Next. Here you can see RCC tanks. Once the tanks on the first floor gets filled up, water comes into this RCC tanks, which are capacity of 2 lakh liters. And the water which comes into this tank is filtered through sand, gravel, and charcoal. So all the dust particle and other impurities are removed. And then it is stored in this tank, and this 2 lakh liter of water we are using throughout the year. After monsoon is over, we are using water from this tank. And I don't need any water from any other source. It is just through the rainwater which is stored in this.
यहाँ पे एक सवाल मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा है कि ये टैंक किस हाइट पे है? इज इट इन द बेसमेंट और इज इट ऑन द टॉप? बिकॉज इतना ज्यादा कैपेसिटी का पानी, मतलब इतना वजन पूरा स्ट्रक्चर पे आना, how have you managed that?
It is in basement. It is in basement. Actually, because we are living on the first floor.
I
and
thought
normally
so
even in a small house, this kind of tanks can be made in the basement or below the parking area. Like in Bangalore, Chandigarh, they make rainwater tanks below the parking area. And when this tanks get full, water is diverted through this overflow pipe into the ground. Where the water is coming out, we have made a bore. It is a bore well sort of thing, which is just crossing the yellow layer of mud. We have yellow soil around 6 feet below the surface of our earth. And once the water penetrates this yellow soil, all the water which is coming will go into charge. Our roof area is quite a lot, so we always our tanks get full in just 10 to 15 days of rainfall. And we are lucky that in Surat the rainfall is almost 60 to 70 inches every year.
Mhm. I
So
think
if every people collect this rain,
Surat and Madras have got similar
yes,
kind of environment. We have people from Madras also here joined, so they can relate with what you are talking about.
correct. Problem is people are not collecting the water. That is the biggest problem.
So here you have
But
made
that kind of
provision.
arrangement,
Here you have made provision for both rainwater collection as well as recharging of the
yes,
groundwater.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes. So in the worst case, I can pump out water from the ground if required.
Mhm.
But I don't need to do that.
Mhm.
Now, as you see in this picture, this is my water filter, drinking water filter. I don't have a RO in my house. Like we all know that RO is the wasting water. First of all, 30 to 40% water is wasted in RO.
Mhm.
Power is required, and all the essential mineral from the water is removed by RO. And that is why nowadays we have a lot of new diseases. We had never heard of osteoporosis was not so common, and there are many other diseases only due to the RO system. And we are drinking mineral-less water. That is why our immunity has also gone down. In this 5-pot water filter, these are all copper pots. The first pot is empty. We fill up water into this pot, and each of this pot is having small holes, 3 holes, pinholes. So the water will just percolate from the first pot marble chips, limestone chips, just like water which is coming down in the mountain streams. It is striking different rocks and it is absorbing minerals. So this is a small miniature version of it. In the third pot, there is a coconut shell charcoal. Coconut shell charcoal will remove all bacteria and viruses from the water. The fourth one is having a sand, very fine sand. Sand is a very good filter media. It will remove all the dust particle. And the last pot, it does not have hole at the bottom, but it has a tap on the side for draining the water out. And in the last pot, there is a silver vessel, or you can put a silver coin. Silver is a very good metal for purifying water as well as, and as these are copper pot, the water you get after filtering through this is full of minerals. And I have got it tested in laboratory. It is a potable water full of minerals, and I am drinking water from this 5-pot filter since last 10 years. It is not necessary that only rainwater can be used in this. You can put all your city water also into this, or well water, and you will get pure water. Even if the hardness of water is more, you can do the filtering twice.
Right. I just need to
Next.
ask. एक सवाल है स्नेहल भाई. How often do you wash these pots?
Yes.
How often do you
Only
wash?
once in a year. We
Okay.
have to wash it only once in a year. Take out all the whatever is filled inside. अंदर जो भी भरा है वापस भर देना है. और 2-3 साल के बाद चारकोल जो है कोकोनट सेल चारकोल को मैं रिप्लेस कर देता हूँ. Otherwise it is not consuming any power. It does not require new material. It is almost free, only one-time investment, and you get very good mineral-rich water.
Mhm. Nice concept.
Next.
So, Jia, Priya, any questions so far?
This chat box, there is a one question. How are these pots made up of? Like which material?
Copper, they are copper pots.
Okay. And
Now, this is
Snehal bhai, in this question again, when it
yes.
comes to pot, I think your pots theory is very well known. Some of them were asking, can you share the formula of the pot? You can also post it in the chat box, the YouTube link of these 5 pots. You know, and once that is done, we can ask. So in the end of the session, we will share the YouTube link of the 5 pots, or you can always Google on the Eco Home 5 pots, I think. And you can find the entire video of these 5 pots, how to make these 5 pots, water purification system, purifier.
Yes, and I will also share you a small PPT which is explaining all this, which you can share in your group later on.
We'll do that, yeah.
Yeah. Next. Next. Yeah, this is how I treat my sewage water. Like I am collecting rainwater and using it in my washing machine, and the washing machine water is collected and used for toilet flushing. So I don't need almost 30 to 40% reduces, because I am using washing machine water for toilet flushing. Like per head, average person uses 150 liter of water every day, out of which 50 liter we are just using in toilet flushing. So if everyone can design a house or apartment where you can collect the gray water which is coming out from the washing machine and you use it for toilet flushing, the new water requirement will reduce.
Any issue with
Now
detergent? Thereby, any issue with detergent of the washing machine, which goes into the flush?
No, that will actually help in cleaning the toilet. It is a soapy water, so you can use it easily for even cleaning the toilet.
And what water comes here in the pot? Which water comes here in the pot?
Yeah, in this 3-tub method of cleaning the water, only the bathing water and wash basin water is coming. And these 3 tubs, in the first tub there is a sand. The water is passing through the sand, which acts as a filter. Soap and hair or any other dust particle is collected in the sand bed. In the last pot, plastic pot, the last tub. In the middle tub, there are water hyacinths. Water impurities from water, even harmful metal elements are being absorbed by water hyacinths. Water hyacinth as such is a very nuisance plant. It is the invasive plant, not a native plant. It is from Amazon river, and it is covering all our water bodies, and it does not allow sunlight to go into the water, and it will destroy the living things in our lakes. But I am using it here for cleaning my wastewater. And in the third tub, there are water lilies and water umbrella. These are adding oxygen into the plant and into the water. And there are small guppy fish in the water which will not allow mosquitoes to. That water is having enough oxygen. When the fish are surviving, it indicates there is enough oxygen in the water. And this water is then used into my kitchen garden for growing all our vegetables and fruits. And the black water which is coming out from the toilet flush is going into settling tank. Next picture. Actually, this is showing how I am collecting my washing machine water. Just below the washing machine, there is a tank.
Outlet, yeah.
All the water goes into the top tank, and from here it goes into a separate tank on top of my house, from where it is going into toilet flush. And the toilet flush water is coming into this. On the left, you can see is the settling tank. Next. Yeah, this one. On the left is the settling tank. Yeah, this one. On the left are the settling tank, the solid water, solid particles from the toilet water, what we are flushing. And only water will go into the next chamber, which is again having sand. And in the sand, canna plant is grown. Canna is again absorbing harmful elements from the water. Yes, this one. And from here, the water is going into the ground.
I think I have marked it right, right? Snehal bhai, maru marking barabar છે ને? કેના નીચે વાત કરો છો?
Yes, correct. Yes, these are the canna plant which are growing in sand. So the water comes into this sand bed where canna plant is grown, and then it enters into our ground. It is safe. The water is pure enough for percolating it into the ground. Next.
So what I see is, even I mean, you have also ensured that ki water purify thai jai through various levels of gravels and sand, and then it goes into the groundwater.
Correct. Yes, it is also passing through different kind of plants, and the root of these plants are well known. The settling tank needs cleaning only when it gets filled up. In the past 10 years, so far, the settling tank has not get filled up, because if you see, only 200 to 250 grams of solid waste is going per day per head when we flush the toilet. There is 10 to 15 liter of water and only 250 grams of solid. And when our toilets are connected to the sewer line, we are wasting so much of water just for flushing 200 grams of solid. We are spending around 15 liters of water, and the sewage treatment plants are almost 8 to 10 kilometers away. So a lot of water is wasted in treating our sewage. Our cities should have decentralized sewage treatment plant. Like every area should have one sewage. Every apartment should have a sewage treatment plant, small sewage treatment plant. Only then our water use will decrease. Next.
This one?
This is the aerial view of my plot, in which you can see a small pond, and all the water which is falling in our premises goes into this pond. Yes, and from there it is entering into the ground. So this is also my water harvesting method. And in this pond there are native species of plants like lotus, lily, and water taifa, gabajaru, and a lot of our fish and turtles are there in this pond. It is a living pond. A lot of birds like painted stork and cormorant, they come to catch fish in this pond.
There was one question here.
Trees over here in the plot. Yes.
A question, Atu, when you are talking about all those water, is this water alkaline? I mean, आजकल जो नया concept चला है कि we should have alkaline water. तो आप जो filter कर रहे हो उसका pH level कैसा है? And जो सीवेज का भी है, उसका टीडीएस और कैसा आता है वो सब आपने तो मेजर किया ही होगा, इनपुट एंड आउटपुट का।
The drinking water filter, I don't remember the pH, but I have got it chemically tested, and it is very good potable water full of minerals. ये आजकल अल्कलाइन और ये सब आया है ना, ये तो सब मार्केटिंग गिमिक्स है. जैसे आरओ फिल्टर, इट इज अ वेरी बिग मार्केट टू ड्रिंक आरओ वाटर. Otherwise, our municipalities are supplying us good water. If you can just pass it through a sand bed, because sometimes monsoon में कभी कभी थोड़ा impure water भी आता है कॉर्पोरेशन के सप्लाई में, लेकिन उसको सिर्फ आप एक बार बॉईल कर दो, या आप सैंड फिल्टर एक मटके के अंदर सैंड भर दो और उसमें से पास कर लो, तो इट बिकम्स अ वेरी हेल्दी ड्रिंकेबल. वेस्टर्न कंट्री का कॉन्सेप्ट है, अपना जो मटके का पानी और वो सब था वो बंद करवा दिया. इनफैक्ट व्हाट वी आर ड्रिंकिंग इज पॉइजन थ्रू आरओ वाटर. इसीलिए तो इतना बीमारी बढ़ गया है. बट पीपल आर नॉट लुकिंग इनटू द रूट कॉज. इवन सरगवा, द ड्रम स्टिक ट्री, उसका जो सीड्स आता है उसको क्रश कर दो आप और उसका पाउडर आप पानी में डाल दो, तो कोई भी इम्प्योरिटीज होगा तो बचेगा. इट बिकम्स वेरी गुड पोर्टेबल वाटर. वी हैड लॉट ऑफ आवर ओरिजिनल method of purifying water, but over a period of time and bombardment of multinational, they are forcing us to use the things which are not required in our life, but people don't think of all this.
नहीं, आपकी बात बिल्कुल सही है. एक क्वेश्चन बार बार आ रहा है कि भाई आप जो मिट्टी सैंड यूज कर रहे हो, ये कोई अलग किस्म की सैंड है क्या? इज इट स्पेसिफिक सैंड? आई मीन जो या जो ये रिवर साइड बेड पे जो मिलती है सैंड, इज दैट द सेम सैंड?
Correct. It is a river sand and fine sand. उसको सीव किया गया है. वो अपना लोट का जो चाड़नी आता है, सीव, जस्ट सीव इट थ्रू अ कोर्स सीव.
सो उसका कोई
सैंड में से निकाल देने का.
हाँ, सो वो जो जब कंस्ट्रक्शन करते हैं तो जो रिवर सैंड होता है उसको लेके फिर उसको चालनी में छानते हैं, फिर जो नीचे की इकट्ठा होता है वो यूज किया आपने. कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट पे भी रिवर सैंड कई बार यूज होती है ना?
करेक्ट. उसको वॉश कर देने का 3-4 बार. 3-4 बार आप वॉश कर लो तो अंदर से सब मिट्टी निकल जाएगा. अगर सॉल्ट होगा, सॉल्टी सैंड होगा तो सॉल्ट भी उसका निकल जाएगा. Sand is a very good
I
filter.
had a question. Like,
yes, Priya.
That can a fitcurry, which is I think LM, can be used to purify the water?
Alum, yes, alum can be used for purifying water, and the best is जो अपना सरगवा का सीड्स है, सेक्टा ड्रम स्टिक, उसका जो सीड्स है उसका पाउडर बना के आप यूज करो तो दैट इज वेरी वेरी गुड मटेरियल फॉर क्लीनिंग वाटर.
स्नेहल भाई, कैसे सरगवा सीड जस्ट टू बी एडेड इन द पॉट ओनली डायरेक्टली, या कुछ कपड़े में बांध के उसको पॉट में रखना चाहिए? क्या करना है, मतलब कैसे यूज करते हैं?
नहीं, सरगवा का जो सीड्स है, सरगवा के सीड,
हाँ जी,
वो सीड को ड्राई कर लो. ड्राई करने के बाद उसको पाउडर कर दो, क्रश इट, पाउडर बना दो, और मटके में या अपना कोई भी वेसल के अंदर आप पानी भर लो और उसके अंदर ये पाउडर डाल दो, तो ग्रेजुअली अंदर और ये पाउडर भी सेटल हो जाएगा. उसके बाद जो ऊपर ऊपर का पानी है वो आप ले लो और कपड़े में से फिल्टर कर लो. इट बिकम्स वेरी प्योर वाटर. आपको इंटरनेट पर भी ये मिल जाएगा, वाटर फिल्टर यूजिंग ड्रम स्टिक सीड्स. अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज में ये बहुत यूज होता है. मट्टी वाला जो पानी निकालते हैं ग्राउंड में से, उसको ड्रम स्टिक के सीड्स का पाउडर से क्लीन किया जाता है.
अच्छा, बाद में एक बार हम एक काम कर सकते हैं.
Somebody has
हाँ, we
somebody
will.
has
दीपक अग्रवाल जी, we will take the questions from the audience at the end. ये अभी जो चैट में जो हमारे टॉपिक के relevant questions आ रहे हैं, या you can put it in the chat room. मैं ऑडियंस के लिए बाद में क्वेश्चन ओपन कर दूंगी रूम ऑफिस, आई मीन द चैट रूम. एक क्वेश्चन जो था कि आपने जो प्लांट्स का जो कहा, एक बात बॉटनिकल नेम भी बाद में दे देना ना स्नेहल भाई, because you know what I see is more of the local name, that is, and we have people from across the India have joined the session. तो वी विल शेयर अ लिस्ट एंड आप उसमें साथ एक लिस्ट दे देना एक बोटानिकल नेम्स के साथ.
yeah, I will share the PPT. In the PPT, yeah, in the PPT, all this is mentioned.
All right.
PDF, I'll share a small PDF of this house and all used. You will get all the answers in that PDF small booklet.
All right. Let's go for the next one.
Yes, next. You can see the result. I have planted many variety of trees, and they are all indigenous trees, and a lot of small plants which are attracting butterflies and birds. Like I have also placed nesting boxes for the birds, and for drinking water, I have kept a small dish full of water where the birds will come and drink water. Also, nesting boxes are also occupied by birds. And the plants what I have planted are our indigenous variety, like banyan, people, umro, gorasamli, bedo, maudo, borsali. They are just our locally available species of indigenous trees through which birds and butterflies will get food. So by doing this, my premises is full of different kind of birds and अगर किसके भी पास जगह है तो अपना इंडिजिनस प्लांट्स लगाइए, नेटिव प्लांट्स लगाइए. कैनोकेपस है, यूकेलिप्टस है, सरगवा है, पेल्टोफार्म, गुलमोर, ये सब आपको अवॉइड करना चाहिए. दोज आर नॉट अवर इंडिजिनस प्लांट्स. उसमें से अपने बर्ड्स बटरफ्लाइज को कुछ खाना नहीं मिलेगा, बीस को हनी नहीं मिलेगा. ट्राई टू प्लांट अवर नेटिव स्पीसीज. नेक्स्ट.
Sir?
Yes, Jia.
Yes.
So actually, I wanted to ask the question that you just talked about this indigenous plants. So, sir, is there any more maintenance cost and all about like for these plants?
No, in fact, it is having less maintenance because they are native. जो भी अपने एरिया के प्लांट्स है, अगर आप उसको लगाइए तो उसको मेंटेनेंस कम चाहिए. ट्री चाहिए, ब्यूटीफुल लुकिंग ट्री चाहिए, लेकिन those are not our indigenous plants. वो सब exotic plants लाके लगा देते हैं और उसके अंदर से अपनी तितलियां और बर्ड्स को कुछ खाना नहीं मिल रहा है. That is why our biodiversity is also decreasing, and day by day you can see our bird life, insect life is also decreasing.
Yes, sir.
Jia, you can ask her how many plants we were discussing over the phone कि कितने plants हैं इनके पास, how many varieties of plants he has. So you can ask him more about it.
Yes.
Yeah, in this premises there are 120 variety of trees and 30 variety of fruit trees.
Oh.
And totally there are 750 full grown trees in my premises.
And what I have read, Snehal ji, कि when you bought this place, इसका square कितना है? What is the area coverage? 16,000 square meter?
Yes, correct.
मैंने homework सही किया है मतलब.
It was, yeah, it was 27 years back, and there was not a single tree over here. They are all planted by my family members.
Sir, were you
Next.
faced any difficulties or obstacles while like planning your this eco-friendly home at the initial?
I had planned it over a period of 2 or 3 years, and everything I had visualized right from the beginning. And my architect was also very cooperative, and hence we can execute whatever ideas I had. We could put it practically in this house. Next. Over here, you can see the house walls are not having any plaster or personally done, because color emits lot of fumes. कोई भी पेंट है वो कंटिन्यूअसली फ्यूम्स एमिट कर रहा है. आप जब भी नया पेंट करो घर में तो आपको स्मेल आएगी. दैट इज द वेरी हार्मफुल fumes being emitted from the paint, and life of paint is hardly 5 years. Every 5 years you have to keep painting your house again and again. But I have not used plaster, or I am not living in a house which is constantly emitting harmful fumes.
Sir, there is one question in the chat box that how much time do you devote in maintaining this all?
Actually, this kind of house requires less maintenance because we don't need to color it, and we don't have false ceiling in our house. We have a lot of natural light coming in, so I am using less bulbs and other electrical there is always some dust coming in the house because this is not a AC house, and I am keeping my windows open. But we do have mosquito nets. The only thing is you have to keep cleaning the floor once in a day, which is normally done in all the houses. Like, people feel that this kind of house will require more maintenance and it is more costly.
Yes, sir.
But it is not so. Only initially the house is 10% costlier than other house, because there is a double plumbing, double wiring. The overall running cost of this house is much less than other house.
Sir, I had a question. Sir, these days the buildings which are made, like, what do you feel that the one thing should not be there in these buildings nowadays made?
Priya, are you talking about
The modern building.
Are you talking about the modern building, Priya, right? हाँ स्नेहल भाई.
Modern buildings are normally cutting you off from nature. It is just a rectangle box with glazed windows, air conditioning, and it is totally cutting you off from nature, natural light, sunlight. That is why nowadays people are getting more sick. And by staying in AC houses, air. Also, like in Corona, everybody is telling that keep your AC off or open your windows. Why it is told like this? Because in a AC house, people are breathing the old air, stale air. Always you should try to keep your windows open. Try to take in natural lighting. As you can see, my house does not even have curtains. I have used green curtains wherever possible. Creepers are grown to cut off the sunlight, extra light.
Yes.
Next.
Sir, I wanted to ask you a question that you talked about your electric car. So what does it cost you? And
In this back one slide back.
This one?
More next. Oh no. Go.
पीछे जाओ.
Yeah.
पीछे जाऊंगी.
No. आगे जाइए आगे. Next. No. Go back. Back. Previous. Yeah, here. नहीं नहीं नहीं, आगे जाइए, नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट।
मैं धीमे धीमे जाती हूँ, आगे जाऊं कि पीछे जाऊं?
हाँ, anyway I will start here. These are the walls of my house. घर के जो वॉल है उसके अंदर होल्स है, और ये होल के अंदर मैंने छोटा प्लास्टिक पाइप रखा है, और उसके पीछे एक स्टोन नहीं है अंदर. This is for birds to nest. You can see sparrows are nesting in the wall. Next.
ये वाला?
Yes.
या सो अब जब बात करते हैं हम लोग बर्ड्स की कि वी नीड टू कंजर्व द बर्ड्स, सो वहां पे अब बात थी कि भी यू ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड सच काइंड ऑफ स्मॉल स्पेसेस इन द wall itself so that birds can make their own nest.
Correct, correct. Nowadays, the safe places are not available for birds to make their nest.
Please, participants, please park your question because एक एक का question हम लेंगे तो पूरा presentation complete नहीं कर पाएंगे. लेकिन yes, अगर presentation में वो सवाल अगर address नहीं हुए हैं तो हम last में we will keep the open house for everyone to ask one by one. So please accommodate. जी.
Sir, what?
Next.
Sir,
Yeah.
sorry, sir, to disturb you, but sir, there is one question in my mind that, from applying cow dung to the walls is a good method. So, do you apply that, and can you just tell what are the benefits of applying cow dung rather than applying paint on the walls?
Applying cow dung is a very old traditional method. It is also acting as a insecticides. Insects भी नहीं आएंगे cow dung में. लेकिन cow dung का problem क्या है, इधर साउथ गुजरात में there is lot of rain and the dry cow dung will absorb moisture. That is why I have not used in my house. I have kept the walls bare, no plaster and no color. But cow substitute for plaster wherever you want to use. In dry climate, cow dung can be used. But nowadays you don't get people to do all these things like plastering with cow dung or manure or plastering with lime. Now those traditions are gone and people who can implement all those things are not available. Here you can see my drawing room. I have used minimum wood made using cane and bamboo, and the upholstery is all cotton bed sheets. From cotton sheets, the covers for sofas are made. So even when it gets worn out, I can use it as a composting material in the garden. And the flooring is all quota stone. There is no marble or granite used. So we have tried to cut down on transportation of material. All the Gujarat or from Rajasthan, the flooring stone. And whatever wood is used in the house is all from old houses. It is second-hand wood, which is recycled. This is the water recharging pond in my premises. All the water from the premises goes into this pond and then it percolates into the ground. Next.
I think, Jia, this
This
is
is my
the
electric
slide, yeah, of the electric car.
Yeah, solar energy. So my running cost is almost zero. Nowadays, it is time to add up electric cars because gasoline power car is definitely producing more pollution. People will ask me question that even electricity is coming from powerhouses which are producing pollution. But the powerhouse is more efficient than a small gasoline engine in your car. The car engines are only 70 to 80% efficient, while the large electric powerhouses, even if they are thermal powerhouse, they are almost 90 to 95% efficient. And if you can use solar energy for electric vehicle, that is best option. That is what I am doing.
This is the solar energy that you आप जो बनाते हो, मतलब जो solar panels के साथ
On my
उसको
roof.
उसको हाँ on your roof उसको बैटरी में स्टोर करते हो, and then you charge.
Yes, बैटरी करेक्ट, बैटरी में स्टोर करके इन्वर्टर के थ्रू 220 वोल्ट्स होता है और इट इज यूज्ड इन माय हाउस एज वेल एज फॉर चार्जिंग द कार.
एंड ये कौन सी कार है सर? कौन सी कार है ये? महिंद्रा या सब?
ये महेंद्र का E2O कार है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली काफी ज्यादा लोगों ने बाय नहीं किया तो ये मॉडल बंद हो गया. और अभी टाटा का नेक्सॉन कार अवेलेबल है. टाटा हैज वेरी गुड रेंज ऑफ कार which are very efficient and they give more than 250 to 300 kilometer range. I have now a Tata Nexon car also. Both my cars are electric car now.
That's
And yeah, this is what I normally yourself and then you ask other to follow.
So now we have some hands raised. Please, I will ask you to unmute because now we have opening. Am I right, Priya ji, Jia and Priya? We can open. You keep yourself unmute so that, you know, in between, if you want to ask questions, we can ask. I don't need to always ask you to unmute. You can pick up some questions from the chat, and those who are raising their hands, can you raise your hand again? Sorry, sir, I could not. There were only there were 3-4 hands raised. I am just seeing Giles. Can I ask you to unmute? And there were others also who had who has raised their hands, but I could not take their question at that time. You can raise your hand again. Giles, are you there?
Ma'am, it's okay if they put their questions in chat box. So
all right, no worries. But those who have raised your hands one by one, I'm asking Giles to unmute. Can you please? CA Rotarian Deepak Agrawal ji, I'm asking you to unmute. And Sanjeev Kiran Trihan ji, I will ask you to unmute. Deepak Agrawal ji, yes.
Yes, very good evening. It's very interesting and very motivating session.
Thank you so much.
Just what I was yesterday, I attended a session on water. I think somebody from Andhra Pradesh was giving that session. And the same thing was sir had said just now while he was saying about the water, that RO and all these are marketing gimmicks. He was right, and also pointed it out, that gentleman, that yes, that these ROs and all these things are just a marketing gimmick. The normal water, filter water is much enough and best to drink. And if it is boiled water, that's the best thing to have it. So normally people have the concept of using that.
So true, Deepak ji, there are so many ways to even make your water alkaline.
All these, other filtrations water. Yeah, and it also is the cancerous. Using this RO and all this water, but probably he pointed out. And I thank sir for it. Is so much enlightening and so wonderful session.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Thank you always for joining the session. I really appreciate the time that you take out for such sessions.
It is always my pleasure. And today I was a bit unlucky at the moment. 100 participants are already reached.
I am so
and then
sorry.
I was trying it out. And this was okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I will be sharing the YouTube link so others who have missed it today could join it. Sanjeev Trihan ji, I have asked you to unmute. Please ask your question.
नमस्कार, मैं संजीव तिलम बोल रहा हूँ जामनगर गुजरात से
जी।
तो मेरे को ये पूछना था सर से कि एक्चुअली इन्होंने पक्षियों के लिए बनाया था ना, घोंसला बनाया था पत्थर की दीवार में, तो उसमें मेरे को ये खतरा लगता है कि जो पक्षी हैं वो छोटी खास चिड़िया तो रह तो लेंगी, लेकिन उनके जो प्रीडेटर्स रहते हैं, मतलब जैसे कुछ बड़े पक्षी रहेंगे वो उनको हमला करके मार सकते हैं, तो उनके लिए क्या प्रोटेक्शन रहेगा? तो उसका क्या साइज रहता है जिससे वो पक्षी मतलब घोंसला तो बना ले लेकिन उनको कोई दूसरे पक्षी हमला ना करें?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. मैंने ये स्टडी किया है सब कि कौन से बर्ड के लिए कौन सा साइज का होल रखने का. ये जो अगर आप बड़े होल रखेंगे और उसमें छोटे हवा मार देगा या कोई बर्ड ऑफ प्रे उसको मार देगा, तो मैंने क्या किया है कि ये जो घोंसले बनाए हैं उसका जो एंट्रेंस का होल है, कोई होल मैंने सिर्फ 1.5 इंच का रखा है। 1.5 इंच के होल के अंदर सिर्फ स्पैरोस जाके नेस्ट बनाती है, उसके अंदर कौवा नहीं जा पाएगा और मैना भी नहीं जा पाएगा। फिर 2 से 2.5 इंच का होल है, उसके अंदर मैना जाके होल के अंदर नेस्टिंग करती है, तो उसमें स्पैरो नहीं नेस्ट करेगी। तो अकॉर्डिंगली मैंने अलग अलग एंट्रेंस का होल का डायामीटर रखा है, और ऐसा आप करेंगे तो जो आपने बताया है दूसरा बड़ा बर्ड आके उसको नहीं खाएगा। ये मैंने नोट करके स्ट्रेटेजिकली ऐसा होल का एंट्रेंसेस बनाए हैं। स्पैरोस के लिए सिर्फ 1.5 इंच का है, मैना के लिए 3 इंच के है, जो 4 इंच के है उसके अंदर आउटलेट्स जाते हैं चिबरी। और जो छोटे बर्ड्स है ना वो भी अपने आप सीख जाते हैं, वो एक बार अगर बड़े में बनाया और कौवा आके ले गया तो फिर से वो होल में नेस्टिंग नहीं करते, वो छोटे होल में ही जाएंगे वो लोग, क्योंकि उनको ऑटोमेटिक सेफ्टी लगती है उधर।
तो इसमें मतलब उसका डेप्थ कितना रहता है आपका?
डेप्थ अंदर करीब 6 इंच है, और उसके अंदर कैविटी है वो 6 इंच से 8 इंच बड़ा। कभी कभी हम ऑब्जर्व करते हैं कि पूरा वो घोंसला ग्रास से भर जाता है, बच्चे अंदर से निकल जाते हैं, तो हम अंदर से जो ओल्ड मटेरियल है उसको निकाल देते हैं, तो नए बर्ड्स आके उसको ऑक्यूपाई करते हैं। अदरवाइज काफी टाइम पुराने नेस्ट में वापस नेस्टिंग नहीं होता है।
क्या इसके बारे में कुछ आप राइटअप है आपके पास? आपने कोई राइटअप वगैरह बनाया क्या?
हाँ, मैं भेजूंगा, शेयर करूंगा
काफी
ये ग्रुप
बेनिफिशियल
के लिए।
मैं आपको सबको वापस रिक्वेस्ट
लगेगा,
करती हूँ,
खासकर
मेरा मोबाइल नंबर प्लीज नोट कर दीजिए, जो मेरे साथ आज पहली बार जुड़े हैं इस लासी टॉक में, 9824260880, ताकि एक बार आप मेरे साथ मुझे हेलो भेजेंगे तो मैं आपको सारा बेसिक मटेरियल जो स्नेहल भाई आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहते हैं वो सब मैं आपके साथ कर पाऊंगी। आई हैव अगेन एडेड द नंबर इन द चैट, आप एक बार चैट बॉक्स में मेरा नंबर चेक कर लीजिएगा प्लीज।
आपका कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप भी है क्या? उसमें हम
जी,
ऐड होना चाहेंगे।
हमारा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है, मैं आपको उसमें ऐड कर लूंगी, माइंडफुल इको वॉरियर्स करके, आई एम एन इको वॉरियर हमारा फेसबुक ग्रुप भी है। मैं पर आप मुझे हेलो भेज दीजिएगा, फिर मैं संजीव जी मैं आई डू द नीडफुल। मैंने यहाँ पे नाम समझ में नहीं आ रहा, पर रेडमी नोट 8 लिखा हुआ है। आपने हैंड रेज किया था, एनी स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन?
हाँ मैडम, जस्ट ये जो इनका बनाया हुआ है बेंगलोर किस जगह पे है और वहाँ पे विजिट कर सकते हैं क्या?
मुझे पता ही था स्नेहल जी ये सवाल आने ही वाला है, चैट में भी काफी बार ये सवाल आया है। तो आपने जो सूरत में ये घर बनाया है वहां पे आप विजिट टूरिस्ट को विजिट इको टूरिज्म के हिसाब से अलाउ करते हैं कि नहीं, आप होस्ट करते हैं कि नहीं?
ले आता है। Actually, this house is made for people to come and see and try to absorb whatever they can absorb. तो काफी स्टूडेंट्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया से आते हैं, आर्किटेक्ट्स भी आते हैं, और मैंने हर महीने का फर्स्ट सैटरडे, एवरी सैटरडे ऑफ each month, not each month, first Saturday of each month, morning 9:30 to 11 o'clock एक गाइडेड टूर जैसा रखा है, और इसमें आप लोग, और प्लीज कंफर्म, मेरा मोबाइल नंबर भी शेयर कर देंगे, प्लीज कंफर्म 1 or 2 days in advance, क्योंकि कभी कभी मैं सूरत में नहीं रहता हूँ तो सैटरडे का वो ट्रिप ये विजिट कैंसिल भी हो जाता है, लेकिन ऑलमोस्ट हर मंथ के फर्स्ट सैटरडे को ऐसा विजिट रहता है।
थैंक यू वेरी मच स्नेहल भाई।
ओके
Sir, there is one more question from my friend electricity. So what are your views about the government giving subsidy for solar panels at every home?
Actually, government is trying to help people to install solar panels, and that is a very good initiative. Government is giving almost 60% subsidy. When I installed a solar panel on my house, there was no subsidy. But I did not wait for subsidy. I will tell that whoever can afford, you should go for it. Always people are asking, सस्ता गिरेगा क्या? ये महंगा नहीं होगा. But if you can afford it, you should go for clean energy and make this planet cleaner and more livable. Even now, government is offering subsidy on electric cars. And that is how now there is a very big demand for electric car. Same way, product and change their lifestyle from consumeric lifestyle to basic necessity. Don't just keep on buying things because it is in sale, it is at half cost, ek ke upar ek free hai. These are all marketing gimmicks. कोई लॉस करके बिजनेस नहीं कर रहा है. वो लोग प्राइस जैकअप करते हैं, फिर आपको टेम्प्ट करते हैं ये सब बाई करने के लिए.
So आजकल जो कॉन्सेप्ट चल रहा है मिनिमलिज्म का, आई थिंक वी ऑल नीड टू फॉलो बीइंग मिनिमलिज्म. जो चीज की जरूरत है वही चीज को यूज कीजिए, वही चीज खरीदिए. जस्ट डोंट गेट टेम्प्टेड टू बाय because of marketing gimmicks. CA Ankita ji, you have raised your hand. I've asked you to unmute.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Thank you for sharing your life with us. I would say your life you are sharing with us, because whatever knowledge you acquired in your lifetime, you have put everything in your house, and now you are sharing that valuable knowledge with all of us who are very young. I'm yet to start looking for the plot and house, so I'm looking for such people who can help me out with the best house I want. I'm from Hyderabad, and by profession I'm a chartered accountant, but basically I'm from Gujarat, so settled in Hyderabad. So sir,
अंकिता जी, आई एम सो सॉरी आपको इंटरप्ट कर रही हूँ, बिकॉज क्या होता है कि मेरी ये जो लासी टॉक की लिंक्स बहुत जगह पहुंच जाती है वाया. सो हाउ डिड यू गेट द लिंक टू शेयर टू ज्वाइन फ्रॉम हैदराबाद?
Actually my friend CA Siddharth, but
okay, I know Siddharth. Yeah, I know Siddharth.
Yeah, so yeah, he shared with me because he knows me that
Okay.
I will definitely attend it. So that's why he shared with me.
लवली. चलो, सो लिंक जो इस तरह से लोगों के साथ शेयर करते हैं वो काम आती है, राइट, जिनके पास पहुंच जाती है. जी स्नेहल भाई.
Yes, sir. Sir was saying something.
Yeah, whoever wants guidance, I am available. You can WhatsApp me and we can talk in the evening after 8 p.m. generally. And on basis of this house, 8 projects are started in different parts of our country. Some institutes are being made, some private houses are being made in Dehradun, in Hyderabad, in Visakhapatnam, in Chennai. So our architect is doing the designing and I am giving that of the client. And this kind of eco homes are being made now. All eight houses are under construction. Just people saw the video of this house and they got inspired and they contacted me. And the projects have now started. I don't take any fees for this consultation. It is my hobby.
Okay, sir, I was about to ask that question only. How do we take your services and all those stuff? Sir, Hyderabad address, if you can share, we can visit that house, right? If it is ready to.
No, it is in initial stage. Right now, the Hyderabad one is in very initial stage.
Okay. Fine. And sir, one more question I had is this house which you have in Surat, is it in the middle of the city or it is in the
outskirts? But now city has reached here. Now high rises have started construction just in my neighborhood.
Okay, so will it affect your house or maybe the nature or biodiversity which is already?
Yeah, biodiversity will reduce definitely. Now peacocks have stopped coming here and very soon I may not be able to see sunrise. because the
Oh.
building is coming up on the east side.
That's a very sad part, actually.
Yes,
Okay,
but
sir.
can't help it.
We have
Okay, sir.
Kalpana.
Thank you. Anyway,
Good evening, Ji. It was really a wonderful presentation that you gave. It's so inspiring. I have only one question. I saw the building blocks. I mean, the rain, when there is a continuous rain, like I'm from Chennai, I'm a Rotarian from Chennai. In Chennai, if it rains for 2 months continuously and the walls really get drenched. Do you have any issue of fungus or anything in between because you have a gap, or you have any specific treatment for that?
Yes, actually there is a treatment on the wall on the outside. It is transparent silicon coating which
Okay,
has been
transparent
applied.
silica coating. And the bricks are, I mean, are they tiles or bricks which are?
Eco bricks.
They are of good quality.
Yeah.
Very well compressed and at 90 degree. They are not the ordinary bricks.
That's right. It's like the terracotta,
And,
you mean. The
with-
bricks are like burnt like the terracotta then.
Yes, correct. And the silicone layer on the outside does not allow any water to penetrate.
Thank you so much, Dev. Thank you so much for your.
Snehal
And
bhai,
also,
Snehal bhai, हमारा bricks में कोई thickness? Do you
also-
have a specific thickness in the bricks? कितना कोई thickness चाहिए? Because
no,
आजकल.
no,
Okay.
no, it is a regular size of brick,
Okay.
regular brick. And the डोर है तो सब बाजू पे 1 मीटर लंबा छज्जा है, which will not allow rain to directly touch the wall. Only when the rain comes along with a heavy wind, it will touch the wall. So having a longer chhajja is also helping it. And also the longer chhajja will not allow sunlight to enter. Only the evening and morning sunlight will enter the house.
We have Mershi Thakkar. I have asked you to unmute. Can you ask your doubt?
Yes, sir. Actually, you are a great inspiration to children of our age. So, sir, my question was that now it's the age of branding. Means people like to wear 1 lakh shoes instead of giving more, not also 10 rupees to the needy. So, sir, what are your perspective? What are your views about those people? That
This is something like it should come from within. Like people get carried away, they follow film stars or some celebrities and they try to imitate, they try to trend. But I hope that gradually people will understand all this. It is a very serious issue nowadays of this consumeristic lifestyle, which should change. And there are a lot of youngsters who are doing.
Mershi, here I can just say that what he says is so nice. Be the change. You know, Snehal bhai, your statement is be the change, your
Yes.
DP and everything. So I think it starts from us, and in the process influence and inspire others to be the change rather than sitting and discussing. Let's start implementing what changes that we need in this world, in our own life, the way he is doing. You know, Deepak ji, again, you have raised your hand. Do you have any specific question? I will ask you to unmute if you have, and then I'll ask Anila Ben to unmute. Anila Patel, you can also unmute yourself.
Yes, Snehal. Yes, you was talking about the solar lights. Interesting. I have seen that in fields, their government is really focused on seen in Nainital and here in Gangtok and this Sikkim side. But in plains, I don't see so much of this focus on the solar lights or any kind of thing. Can you highlight what is the difficulty basically in putting these things in the hills, these plains?
Solar lights means light with solar panel connected to it.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes,
in the hilly area, what I feel is as electricity, the cables have not reached all the parts of hill. Solar lights, which are having individual solar panel, are popular. But in the plains, we have power coming everywhere. So putting a solar panel, battery and light, the battery, whenever a battery comes in the system, it is requiring a lot of maintenance, and people don't maintain the batteries, and then the system becomes in the wherever electricity is available, solar panel powered lights, the individual things like this are not very popular, and they will also be costly. Only thing is, even now government has started subsidizing LED lamps, and people have started LED lamps. Even in small huts, you will see LED lamps. So that is a very good initiative by our government, and have committed to use more and more green energy, and that is why also our government is promoting green energy, especially solar and wind, and giving subsidy. Like our energy is now almost 20% green energy. Although India is a developing country, we have a very good track record of using green energy.
Anila Patel, question for you. I mean, I've asked you to unmute. If you can, do you have any question? Yeah, good to see you.
Snehal, Snehal sir, दिखाते हैं अभी.
Close the meeting.
Sir, as students,
Yes, Jia.
Sir, we as students really got inspired from you. So we wanted to ask you that what are the next 5-year plans of yours after this, and how you can improve, and can you just tell the story?
Like in this house, most of the things which could have been implemented are already implemented. Others to do this kind of thing. Like many colleges are inviting me in their architecture department. Many schools are inviting me to give this kind of talk. And that is what I want to do, so that more and more students get inspired. And I am also working on different projects where through which biodiversity will benefit, making a small forest, growing forest in private premises, especially for our birds, butterflies, insects, because only then all this will survive. Otherwise, when you all grow up, half of our bird life, half of our insect life will be gone. I am also writing to the government that nowadays on the highways, on the flyover, they are having high mast and a lot of very powerful LED light from almost 2 or 3 kilometers. And these lights are on throughout the night, which will attract a lot of insects, and they die over there. I don't understand why lights are needed on highways everywhere when the vehicles are having lights. Also, you can start a movement like the signboards in our cities are having, they are lighted throughout the night. And after say 11:30, 12 o'clock, there is hardly anyone on the road. Why can't the signboards be switched off after 12 o'clock? And a lot of energy and power can be saved.
Yes, sir.
This kind of things can be initiated by group of students like you. You can start a movement.
Sure, sir. And sir, according to you, what are the reasons that people aren't following the?
They are acting ignorant, or they think what difference will it make if only one person will do it.
Yes, very true.
And they don't want to give up luxuries in the life, non-essential luxury.
Geetika ma'am, you are muted.
What I see, Snehal bhai, from your house, it's actually luxurious. I mean, it's very spacious. It's quite big. It's very. It's not only about being eco-friendly. It's more about aesthetically designed. It has got good placement of the architectural products also around and all. So it's not about leaving luxury. It is about transforming the definition of luxury. I think that's more important to understand.
Correct. Correct.
And there is one question still. By for such kind of house design, how much minimum plot area is required? Because you are quite huge, but for others,
Plot any size of house.
Hmm.
If 500 हमारे ત્યાં એને શું કહે છે, like a small society plot is also enough, but it this kind of things can be done in all the houses. Maybe not all the points can be covered, but at least 50% of the things can be done in any size of a house. A large plot to do this kind of thing.
And Snehal bhai, मारो एक सवाल है, how does your kids react to such kind of lifestyle? आपके बच्चे हैं दो, and बेटी से तो मेरी बात होती रहती है.
Yeah, they have grown up in this surrounding and they miss this place when they are out of here, out of this area. They have enjoyed the life growing up in this kind of atmosphere.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other questions? Marshi bhai, I've already asked. I think you've already asked the question. So on this note, I will try to ensure that I am able to upload this video on YouTube, because many of you wanted to join, but because of our 100 participants limit today, because we use a different account today, so many of you could not join, but I will share the YouTube link with everyone as much as possible. Any parting note, any thank you note, Priya, Jia, which you would like to, which you have prepared, because I don't want कि आपने prepare किया और आपने बोला नहीं यहाँ पे.
Yes, ma'am. So shall I?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So today we take a pledge on the 73rd Republic Day that we can contribute ourselves and presenting and protecting our Mother Nature. Here we conclude our meeting and would like to thank Snehal sir for giving their precious time to us and sharing his experience and ideas in protecting our nature. I would also like to thank you all the audience for attending this session. We hope you